What up, Crypto Warriors? This is Ultra Crypto back at it again. Today is Tuesday, May 14th, 2019. No inspirational quotes today, just the facts, all numbers. This is the US debt clock, and it's crazy. $22.2 trillion and counting. We are definitely in a crisis, and this is why I think the Bitcoin price has jumped, not because of the debt clock per se, but because of the fact that the trade wars taking place right now between the US and China. All right, let's get into it. First, we have coming out of smallcaps.com.au. China joins Russia in gold buying binge as the East continues to diversify away from the greenback. This is as of April 13th this year. And in 2018, central banks purchased the most gold by volume since 1967, with Russia leading the way and now China following suit. They've been stacking up gold, like I've stated in past videos that China and Russia have both been stacking gold since the financial crisis, and actually Russia has been doing it since like 2005. So maybe they had insight on what would have taken place 3 years later in 2008, or maybe they just want to get away from the dollar. Who knows? But they've been stacking gold by the tons, and they're not the only two countries doing it. We have other countries as well, Switzerland and other European countries purchasing gold and repatriating their gold back to their home countries. Next, this is coming out of CNBC. Bitcoin emerges as a global hedge while stocks tumble in US-China trade war. All right, so here we are. Let's get to the good stuff. The sharp decline for stocks came after news that China would raise tariffs on roughly $60 billion of U.S. goods in an ongoing trade war between the world's largest economies. Stocks in mainland China also dragged lower Monday, while the Chinese yuan reached a 4-month low this week. And this is coming from let me see, the head of international fixed income at the National Alliance of Securities, Andy Brenner, and he stated, if you were in China and you wanted to diversify, it would seem logical that Bitcoin would be a short-term alternative. Brenner said in a note to clients on Monday, while we do not see the direct flows of who is buying Bitcoin, we can see that the bid for Bitcoin in this latest run has coincided with a big downtick in the value of the Chinese yuan versus the dollar. All right, and we saw what happened yesterday with the big run up to almost 8K. Do I have any more highlighted? No. And all these articles will be linked in the description below. Next, this one is coming out of Barron's. Bitcoin is surging thanks to trade war. So, Harpal Sandhu, chairman of Mint Exchange, said the market flow that he's seeing through his crypto exchange indicates that investors in China have been selling yuan to move into Bitcoin and other currencies ahead of trade war. This is capital flight coming out of China because of trade, he said in an interview on Monday. Chinese investors were wise to move out of the currency, which has lost value against both the dollar and yen over the past day. Some analysts expect China to devalue the yuan more aggressively if the trade war escalates, to make exports relatively cheaper. Mint Exchange is a cryptocurrency clearinghouse that gives traders access to over-the-counter exchanges around the world. Because the order flow is sourced from so many exchanges, Sandhu said he sees where the volume is heaviest, and in the past couple of weeks, it is happening during Asian trading hours, he said. And pretty much, yeah, that's it. So the big volume is happening in Asia, and the Chinese are trying to protect their wealth, right? the store of wealth, which is what Bitcoin is right now. They're transferring it into Bitcoin, and we see that the price spikes happening. Next, so this one again is from CNBC. China's self-destructive nuclear option in trade war, selling U.S. Treasury bonds. So I had to kind of do a quick look up on Investopedia why China buys U.S. Treasury bonds, and they have a video here. Not only the article, but they have a quick a minute 30-second video. I suggest that you give it a watch, and it explains the whole reason why they buy U.S. Treasury bonds, and it's all about devaluing their own currency to make products cheaper. This is why products are so cheap. All right, so they buy our debt. It's like one big crazy shell game, man. It is nuts. All right, but here we go. China currently owns 1.1 trillion in treasuries, a fraction of the 22 trillion in U.S. debt outstanding, but 17.7% of the various securities held by foreign governments, according to the data from Treasury and the Securities Industry and Financial Markets Association. Let's scroll down some more. The biggest weapon they have. In fact, China already has been pulling back its role in the U.S. bond market because they've been buying gold buying up more gold since 2008 or so. Its holding have fallen nearly 4% in the past 12 months, even as the total foreign government ownership of treasuries has increased by 2.6%. So they're increasing foreign government ownership in other treasuries. These treasuries increase are from other governments. I'm sorry. Following its myriad disputes with the Trump administration, Russia has largely exited the treasury market. Japan, the number 2 holder of U.S. debt, has increased its holding slightly over the past 12 months to 1.07 trillion, while Brazil has stepped into the number 3 position with 308 billion, thanks to a 12.9% boost during the period. So we see that Russia has been stepping away from the dollar. All right, they're de-dollarizing themselves and purchasing more gold. And even in this article about the gold, about them buying gold, they're saying that China is kind of like manipulating the gold market, not buying it like all at once, to spike the price, right? They're buying it slowly so as not to increase the prices all at once, so they could get it on the low, they could get it cheaply. All right. Well, with the U.S. expected to be staring down a $1 trillion annual budget deficit in the years to come, a less active Chinese government does generate some fears because we need them to buy our debts. So if it comes to this nuclear, quote unquote, nuclear option for them, and they say, you know what, F you, we're going to stop purchasing your debts, and as a matter of fact, we're sending back all your treasury bonds. We're gonna just stop dealing in buying your bonds and stop dealing in dollars. Those are fighting words. That's kind of what happened. Not kind of. That is exactly what happened to Saddam Hussein and Muammar Gaddafi. They stopped dealing in U.S. dollars. They started, in the case of Saddam Hussein, he started dealing in euros, started selling oil in euros. We saw that the Chinese stopped selling or purchasing oil in US dollars and started purchasing oil in Chinese yuan this past year, like in 2018 or so. All right, and that's a big no-no. Worldwide, everyone purchased oil in US dollars, but the Chinese, they've leveraged themselves to the point where they can now start purchasing oil in Chinese yuan. Because why? Their currency is going to be backed by gold. All right, and it's more than just trade. You got to really kind of peel back the layers to see what it's really about. And it's about the fact that they are de-dollarizing themselves, and they are purchasing oil in Chinese yuan and not US dollar. Countries around the world are starting to de-dollarize themselves and have starting to purchase oil basically in Chinese yuan. There's something like how we have the petrodollar, right, where every country in the world, if they want to purchase oil from the Saudis and the other countries that sell oil, OPEC, the other countries of OPEC, right, that sell oil, they have to purchase it in US dollars. Now, the Chinese have set themselves up to where they can purchase oil in Chinese yuan, and yeah, that's a big no-no. All right? So we always got to peel back the layers, people. Okay? It is always more than meets the eye. Just did a Transformers plug. All right, but yeah, man, it's more than meets the eye, and it's definitely has to do with U.S. Treasuries and the fact that the Chinese are de-dollarizing themselves, and the BRICS nation, which includes Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. These nations have formed the BRICS, and they are de-dollarizing themselves. I mean, although it's stated in this highlighted section here that Brazil is now number 3 as far as buying U.S. Treasuries. All right, but yeah, man, just wanted to point out why I think. Well, no, it's not what I think. It's what's happening. This is why Bitcoin surged. The Chinese are getting out of the Chinese yuan and getting into Bitcoin, not gold or anything like that, because again, Bitcoin is it's easy for anyone to travel with it. All right, and we're seeing a lot of capital flight from traditional Chinese equities going directly into Bitcoin, and also from traditional US equities going directly into Bitcoin, I think. All right, that part is the part I'm thinking about, but according to Barron's here, all right, according to this guy, the chairman of Binance Exchange, he's saying, hey, it's capital flight coming out of China because of the trade wars. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Didn't mean to make this video so long. Again, all these articles will be linked in the description below, and smash up the likes, hit that subscribe button, notification bell to get notified when I upload new videos. Thanks for all the support, and I hope that this trade war continues, because it will only make our bags get heavier. Long Bitcoin, short the bankers, baby. It's your boy Sergeant Crypto, and I'm out. Peace.